Hello, hello, hello. We got Starlink today. Shadow's here. Say hi, Shadow. So we're checking it out. Let us know in the comments, in the chat, how it looks. I know it's a commercial right now. Hello. Yeah, stop. Shadow's being annoying, you guys. Back it up. Okay, cool. This is what I'm dealing with right now. Shadow, come here.
Wild beasts.
Say hello, everyone. Hi. Hello, hello. I'm looking at this. I'm looking at Ian, and I'm looking at the screen. And
so does this little router broadcast at the computer okay?
Yeah, I already linked up. Look how good it looks.
Amazing.
Hi, everyone.
The power of science. Oh, yeah, it's a little delay.
Oh, boy.
Amazing.
Wow.
Amazing.
Hello.
Well, all I could say is we're on vacation, and I'm drinking a beer. I want to take a Friday and relax and talk shop. Cheers.
Hey, Bader. It's actually way better down here than it's Hatchby. I was up at the house.
This is better than Race Communications any day. Ooh.
Our other internet provider. People.
We have fiber optic. It's perfect.
It
just
perfect.
Doesn't come all the way out here.
We tried. Yeah, it's not too bad out here, Chris. It's actually quite beautiful.
And I put the mic under the shirt, so hopefully we don't run into that problem we had when we were filming the other day.
Yeah, mine's under my shirt as well.
Chime in if you can hear that wind. It's pretty blustery.
Oh wow, Chris, thanks. Somebody just gave us a super thanks of $10.
Nice. That'll pay for the next beer.
Are on you. Yeah, Bader, the router, it's really nice. I'm pretty surprised at how good it is.
Yeah, for our first try, here we go. We'll see how it works.
And somebody asked about Gene. He's doing good. So anyway, so we'll get to
where we last left off. So we were talking about the drive shaft angle, the angle of the U-joints, right? So that's all debatable. You know, we're doing theory on the shop floor, but I want to say that the attitude of the chassis in relationship to the attitude of the differential, that all adds up to your drive shaft angle, right? So I'll bring that one of those tubes out that we bent, and if you're on the socials, you saw it actually works. So I'll show you what we bent last time.
Ian really wanted to do some work out here at the ranch. And I didn't feel like doing any more editing this week, so you guys get a live.
We got the power turned on. We got a trailer full of gear. I brought out the welder, the bender, the generator, the air compressor. It's a skeleton crew, but we're making it work. So I way overshot the length on this, but that's cool because we're going to need some other bends. Remember I was saying the 5-foot length, and then we made the bend? I actually ended up reversing it because we're only going to need a small stub hitting the truck chassis. But when you look at it here, see how the front of the tube is already fouling on that bracket there?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you look, it's pretty much parallel with the bottom of the frame rail, and it comes up over the axle just fine. So the smaller tires we're using are going to offer it just a little bit more clearance, so we're good. The next step is to create the upper rail and truss it together. I thought we might do that today, but it's really windy. And the welding, if any, is going to be just spot welds under my glove while we do something on the front.
And we wanted to test out the Starlink. Let's be honest.
Jamie, how far did you drive today? 80 miles?
Pretty much. Oh, Lil wants to come outside.
All right, let's let her out. There's no snakes. We worry sometimes if she gets out on the path out there that, you know, especially on a Friday, you get some off-roaders might come flying around. Right now it seems pretty quiet. I'll let her out. Walk around that truck chassis and just take in all the work that I've done on the front.
Okay. Hello. I don't know how far
Come
I
on,
can
Lil,
go
let's go.
from the router. For those of you just joining in, we are live at the ranch. We got Starlink. I went and picked it up from the house today, and Ian wanted to do some work. And there's Lil. Say hi, everyone. There she is. Probably won't see her again for a while.
Cool. So here is the front of the rig. What my idea was, the leaf springs were about 3 inches wide. So I got this 4-inch by 3-inch rectangle tube. It's 1/4-inch wall. Pretty heavy duty. I sank a couple big holes through there. It took me about an hour to get 4 holes done. You can see the size of the hardware in front.
Where did you put the holes at? Oh, wow.
So these are the leaf spring holders, shackles. Well, they're not shackles, but they mount in here. So I sank the hardware straight through, and this big tube will be sleeved in the end. But I did it in place right here to ensure that, you know, everything lines up. So I think that's a reasonably strong mounting point for this frame extension. I'm gonna weld in cross members, so if we need to remove this, it'll drop straight down, but I don't want to rely solely on these stampings for torsional twist or whatever. You know, we're hanging a huge piece off the front of this. It was never intended to have much more than a bumper over here. Some of the comments when we first laid out the chassis, they said, well, shoot, with the old bumper brackets, you got 7 or 8 inches ahead of that cross member. So I got rid of all that. I got rid of the flange that used to come out over here. I took the brackets right off at the leaf spring mount. How's that wind? Anybody catching it?
I don't know. How do our mics sound out in the wind?
It's gusty. That's why I'm taking a moment. I'm trying to keep my hat on.
I know.
So that being said, we're going to need some front cross bracing welded. I don't think we're going to weld today, but I can cut it and maybe spot weld it, tack it in place. And here's the leaf springs I took off. We're going to do quarter elliptic front suspension on this. And what that amounts to is we're going to have 2 leaf spring stacks coming forward of those frame rails. This is heavy stuff. Hi-ya!
I know. I have my work shoes on today.
Yes. So we're only going to use the front half of these springs. We're going to cut it, see where the old brackets used to land right here on that mark. We're going to cut it somewhere. We're going to cut this whole stack somewhere here and create these big, heavy plates that grab this. So only the front halves will be used. It depends how heavy this is. I mean, I've done this once before. People have mentioned the fire truck episode, and yeah, it's the same design in the front, but bigger. And of course, the engine's rear of the cab on this one. But yeah, this is semi-truck stuff. We didn't have the axle this heavy on the fire truck, so it's much bigger all around. Same theory. Yeah, so my big thing with the 20-foot steel that I bought, I was thinking about the cross braces in the front, right? I was trying to do measuring, etc. Bottom line is I just want to put the cab on and just see how that looks and roll the tires up. There's a lot of comments about how's it going to steer, etc. I don't know. We're just winging it. This is how I've built stuff my entire career.
Where is the fire truck now? Mark wants to know.
Vegas.
Oh, cool. Vegas, baby.
You might have heard of the Rat City Ruckus, the Junkyard Pirates car club. Blue is chasing that truck. Dang it. That's what we're trying to avoid. So a fella named Kelly Humphreys, he
really
bought the fire
chasing it?
truck. He's moving along, yeah.
He probably thinks it's you.
Probably. He's not going to get a ride. Oh, well. Yeah, a fella from the Junkyard Pirates bought it, and I think COVID killed him. I don't know. So somebody in their family has it.
Do you want to hop in the truck really quick and go intercept? We can
I mean, it's
pause
only a
it.
dog. We can get another.
Oh,
Right?
do not say
Oh!
that.
No, he'll be back. I took him to the supermarket today, and his head was out. Without me, he's got no security at all. He's just like, help, my dad left. So I could see him moving along the fence. He's not going for the truck.
No. And Lil's not going far. And Shadow, you know.
Shadow's a desert dweller. She knows her way home. There's Lil right there at the fence. She's fine. Yeah, I'm going to start this tractor, set that cab into place.
Anyway, sorry about that, guys. We do love our dogs. We keep our eye on them.
No, this is our life because it's the anomaly in the desert. You see a white dot and there's the dog, and we don't. There are some people that pass by here, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
Start this thing up.
Okay. Yeah, we put the microphones under our shirts this time around. Yeah, look at this pretty heavy.
So if you can hear me, I actually can't see anything. How close is that?
Do you want it directly over?
I can't hear anything sitting here though. I need you to tell me if I need to move closer.
Do you want it directly over the whole body?
Yeah, I want to put it as close to that fan and the engine as possible.
Okay. Keep on going.
And I don't want to dent it, so. That looks pretty darn good, huh?
Yay. Hey everyone. Hello, hello.
Yeah, it's pretty square on there also. Oh yeah. Groovy. Yeah, it looks reasonably square as well.
It does.
Side to side looks acceptable. Yeah, we can just push it right back to the engine. It slides a lot better on these rails.
Oh, okay. I didn't want you to like get it like all the way up there. I figured you could slide it a little bit.
Yep.
You're strong. See?
Look at that. I mean, could you have planned for a more accurate setup? I think not. Cool. Let me look at it from the back side. Yeah, I'm looking at the ashtray in the center, going right to the air filter, right to the drive shaft.
Come over there.
It's gonna work.
Wow.
Cool, so I'm gonna grab some tie wire and I'm gonna mock this hood up again. Because if you stand back here and look at the different angles on the chassis versus those big rectangular tubes. You know, you're getting that kind of hot rod notched frame action. You see that on like Model A's Roadsters a lot, where they'll cut it just ahead of the firewall. So that's sort of the angles you're getting here. It's coming together, giving it that low look in front. I'm gonna take these floor jacks and I'm gonna drop the nose of this thing, because we're talking about being like aired down at this point. The front is gonna be on springs, but they're going to be adjustable. It'll be a static ride height in the front. I'm just gonna bring it all the way down.
Well, say hi, everyone.
Just for looks sake. And then we're gonna put a front cross member in.
Hold on, I was just showing off Lil again. I was just showing Lil off again.
I mean, her magnificence.
She's so pretty.
That scar on her leg. It's where we got her fixed.
Lil.
She had a big problem with her flesh. But it's character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the truck is sitting completely on those frame stubs now. There's a jack stand in the center of the chassis, but that holds that weight like no problem. I'm going to truss it, though. It's going to be a stronger construction in the front.
Yeah, someone asked that in the last live, and I forgot to ask you that. I figured you were going to trust it, though.
Like a really lightweight T-bucket kit car, I've seen them use a 1.5 by 3, even thinner, seemingly, than eighth wall chassis. So we got 4 by 3 by 1/4 inch. This is pretty stout stuff, but it's a truck. I mean, that engine and transmission, they sure weigh something. I'm gonna take out the jack stand under the front cross member, and then we'll be, what I was thinking too, because the chassis is so long. I mean, this is like limousine wheelbase at this point. I just want to see like how much is it going to take to structure it up. Yeah, that's cool.
Lil, where are the puppies? Where are the puppies, Lil?
Obviously, that steering box is going to do nothing there. We're going to have to recreate the whole steering. I was thinking maybe like a hydraulic unit mounted on the straight axle. Similar to what you'll see on like Jamie, Big Willie Jeep, the way the back tires steer.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's so cool.
Something like that could work on
That's
this.
so neat.
Because it's a solid front axle. So yeah, now it just hit the jack stand in the back, so we're squared up. But see now, the rig is off the ground. Yeah, look, the rocker panels are flush with the concrete, but you got a cool little kick up in the back, and that's really what I was thinking. You know, it gives it that angle down stance. You got any questions, Roland? Can you even read that thing out here?
Oh, yeah, no, I can read it. Everyone's really just watching and just saying, hey, what's up? And
Hey, what's up?
just, I think, enjoying this weather with us.
It's nice. We were almost going to go home, and we looked at the oracle on the phone, and it said windy, but tonight going to be a planetary alignment.
Yeah. And we have the binoculars out here, too, yeah? Because I
We got
think you'll
pretty
be
much
able to
everything we
see
need.
Saturn and maybe Uranus. With the binoculars.
All right. So now I'm going to take these jacks out of here. I'm going to put a big old log under this thing, and we're going to mock up the axle. Dang it, where's the log?
Thank
Burnt
you,
it.
Daniel.
Look, we burnt all our good logs. I was thinking that one. Maybe I'll get the Sawzall and do some live action cutting. Yeah, we only have drop saw at the shop. Let me get the saws. I'll cut one of these in half. Yeah, I was hoping to go riding in the dune buggies. I went through a big old puddle with this one, and tire, this is like the 5th tube I've had in this. I don't understand. It's such a simple thing. So I just don't feel like working on it right now. It's really muddy. Tire launched off of the rim. Battery's flopping around. It's got no brakes. Decided we're just going to work on a truck. Oh, right there. You could show them that.
Wow.
That's the front piece of the chassis that I cut off with the bumper brackets. Right next. See the horn still on it.
Beep.
Yeah, I'm just going to cut this piece in half, and then we'll use that. I mean, this is real seat of the pants engineering. You got an old fence post and a dream. Chuck this under the chassis. Start lining it up.
I got to stop for an adult beverage break here in a minute.
I can't hear nothing in this wind.
I said I got to stop for an adult beverage break here in a minute.
Say again?
I got to stop for an adult beverage break.
Well, I brought you a light beer right there in the doorway. I'll grab one. We're just going to drop that down. Bada bing.
We do own the ranch. But we are in the process of selling the ranch.
She is a home dog now. If you knew this puppy 7 years ago, she could not be contained.
Look at her.
She would be running for 13 hours straight.
Hi, everyone. There she is.
Yeah, Lil and Dude were the pair.
Gorgeous girl.
Yep.
Lil made me not be afraid of big dogs.
Beverage.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
In the shade. Yeah, I'm going to put that hood on there, and we'll roll the axle in place and take a look.
Yeah, her and Dude, they basically have the same kind of dogs. And the older she gets, like, some of the characteristics are the same. They look the same. It's really neat.
The thing that I never expected was how the spots on their nose change.
Yeah.
When you look at her as a puppy, it's totally different. Like,
yeah,
the black on her nose changes.
No, they didn't have puppies, unfortunately. They were both fixed when we got them.
All right. So, without a bunch of stuff in the way now, I'll get a little bit better read on how this axle is going to sit. Would you hold this for a second? I'm just going to chain it. I thought I was going to tie wire it, but the chain worked perfect. Yeah, just like that.
Oh, shit. My hands are full. You got it?
Yep.
Can I let go?
I think so. I mean, how do I know? Let's try it. All right. Yeah, so a lot of discussion I saw with, like, well, if you put the tires out front, what's the grill arrangement? What's going to be, this is the character, the whole, snub-nose look. And I want to retain that, but I still want the axle ahead of it, so bear with me. Shoot. It was that cartoon thing, Chopper Ollie. If you look at Chopper Ollie on Instagram, he has this Volkswagen bus cab that's a dragster. Not a bite, but that's an influence on this. So it's going to be, I might even cut this and bring the snub nose closer. Because believe it or not, with that seat in there, I have 2 van seats, and There's enough room for me to even sit in there if this was even brought in a little bit. I don't know, just thinking out loud. Let's push this axle into place.
So I see all you all's questions. When Ian comes back over here, I'll ask them.
Yeah, so flame truck, awesome rig, 4-wheel disc brakes. I mean, look at the size of the axle. This is semi-truck stuff.
That flame truck was so cool.
Heavy duty. But one interesting thing I saw, and Rich is the prior owner of the flame truck, little secret little jewel was hiding. It was gonna fail. Yup. Look at these bolts. See these 4 here?
Mm-hmm.
They were almost completely loose. So like the whole front spring mount was just like tuck, 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 tuck.
Oh, wow.
So do you usually check that? I would never have checked that. That would have come apart. The spring would have went ding.
Right.
Good news. Good news that we found that.
Are you you're still planning on using the front grille, right? But not the headlights.
Right. So
He's not gonna use the front fenders.
I don't know. Like, you're asking me questions I have no answers for. This is just the idea. Maybe we could narrow the front grille and get the headlights a little bit closer so these tires can steer. That's kind of what I was up to right this minute. If the axle's this far forward, then yeah, we could make it steer. Wow. These dogs are on high alert. Maybe people are off-roading, I just can't hear it. So I don't know. Let's take a vote. Do you think that axle's out too far forward? I don't want to use smaller front tires. Those things were reasonably expensive, and I got Alcoa rims, so that's the decision. It's a long wheelbase. By my steps, it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16-foot wheelbase. That's pretty substantial. We could bring this in and maybe put a little pocket into the body for these things to steer a little bit better. And actually, I think that looks even cooler. I'm not against that. Yeah, proportionally with the cab, I actually think the axle should be out forward.
Yeah, a lot of people are agreeing with you.
Thanks. Yeah, look at it from the front. That's all part of it. You know, I spent a lot of time. Jamie can contest to that. Attest. She will attest to the fact that I sit here and look at it. So, I mean, that, I don't think I want to raise that cab up at all. Like, what if we kept this snub-nose design and just set the headlights, and, you know, the mouth of that grill is the big character.
Yeah.
What if we created our own thing and, you know, maybe narrowed that grill a little bit? I'm going to pull the hood off now and just look at the leaf springs and see how they will work out with the chassis rails in place.
And then you're unsure if you're going to chop the cab right now, right? You still haven't decided?
Oh, I'm going to chop it.
Okay. That was another.
I'm talking about the relationship of the cab to the ground with the
Gotcha.
tires. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked that.
No, we're going to chop this thing. We're going to chop it like I did that VW Bug. Because I have a glass windshield for it that's curved. We're going to cut the cab in half. And as we chop it, we're going to make the cab just a little bit smaller to fit the lower roof. So how much do I chop it? I'm going to install the seats we have and bring it right down. Because some other guy said that. I'm 6'2" and I barely fit in those vehicles. And I don't know. I fit in there. There's room to spare too. So yeah, I think I want this to be lower. You know, the proportion of this is pretty square. It's even rectangle to the vertical side of things. So yeah, I like it somewhere in here. 4-inch, 5-inch chop. I'm not sure. Yeah, so there's plenty of room to set up these leaf springs. You know, I was saying just right now, I think I like the front tires just right there at this existing line. So to put the leaf springs in there is going to be a big deal. I'm going to have to watch the fire truck episode again because I can't remember. On other video, I've done this a few times. The spider car with those cool exhausts coming up. I hung the leaf springs below the axle. So the bolts actually came through here with big extender plates. And I think they were on a shackle. I'm not sure, so they swung. I don't know. But it's going to need, you know, radius rods. It's going to need some kind of control arms to keep it in position. What you end up with this suicide front end is kind of a 4-link, abbreviated 4-link setup, because the two parallel leaf springs are hard mounts, so it won't shift side to side. And then you'll need some other elements so that when you get on the brakes, the axle doesn't want to roll on you. And I figured this is where it was mounted from the factory. Just use those 4 bolts as the starting point. Get some heavy hardware. Build off of that. I don't feel like welding in this wind. How do you feel?
I'm down for whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I think we got a solid plan. I mean, unless you just want to see me cut a piece of tube and tack it in place. It's so windy right here. I don't think you may not be getting that. There's no way. It's just not going to be a good weld. Even a tack weld's going to be compromised. It's going to blow away, and I don't have any kind of shield.
I don't want to start off compromised.
Yeah, this morning was perfectly silent.
But we didn't have Starlink yet.
I know. We were really just trying to figure out what works here. Hey, look at this piece of art. Jamie really commented on this. We're down to the last few things we're pulling out of here. And if you watched the episode with Mr. T, the cool little sea cab truck, he made this, the pinstriper guy. Really cool.
It's so hard. I love it.
Yeah, really nice. So yeah, I got a bunch of art and collectibles that I need to get out of this.
What's all that over there? The magazine covers.
Yeah. Oh. I don't think we've ever done this tour.
Well, I think we've shown some of the stuff, but I don't know if we've...
That's the car from the video. It was in Rebel Rods, if you remember Kai. He was the guy who helped me out so much. There's bird crap on it.
November 2007.
So that was 4 years after the event. That's page 2. So I mentioned how I tore the oil pan off. See how low that car is? But this is what the truck is starting to get. That kind of underslung look. That's what I was mentioning. And look at the wheelbase on this. I mean,
and
I like that.
And look at this guy.
Mr. Cool. Back when I was somebody. That's the aforementioned spider car. The suspension. See how the axle's out front?
Yeah.
Yeah. We got some other cool stuff.
Oh, gosh.
This is classic. I can't believe it's this dusty.
Wow.
Yep.
There we are. Aww.
Thanks, Carly.
Yeah.
That's going to get a special place. That's why I kept the saran wrap on it.
Yeah.
So this is a funny story about dude in the swimming pool. This is in Ohio. The first fella that bought Space Junkie won. No, the Bubble Top. He bought the Bubble Top Space Junkie. And I towed it out there. He allowed us to jump in the pool and hang out. And dude was in his backyard and he ate a toad right off the lawn. And I was like, ugh, we gotta go. Everybody's like, ah.
Ew.
Like there was a toad. And he just went,
Ugh.
Interesting dog he was.
Yes, he was.
So yeah, I guess we can address any questions if there are any. Check out this trike since we're walking around our little pile of treasure. Jim Michaels, he's definitely on Facebook and whatnot. This was his grandfather's trike. And I'm going to do some work to this someday. You've probably seen it in the background on a number of things, but I love the authenticity. Oh, the bearings are getting stuck. Look at the structure, how like he made all this. It's a VW rear torsion housing, as you'll see, but the guy made all this. Look at this, the bends, everything. It's real homemade with like a torch, etc. It's got a split case transaxle. That's old. I don't remember what year Volkswagen stopped with those. So that might be good for someone's restoration. I have a later model I'm going to put in there, but yeah, some other guys commented they're into choppers and they're like, whoa, we haven't seen the risers with that many diamonds on it. They're like, really, they're authentic and they're tall. Shadow is giving the inspection.
She's in training.
Yeah. So I'm not going to run these tires on the back of it. These were actually taken off of Persephone just because they hold air, but I got the real deal Krager SS's. We'll get those refinished. Fella gave me those. They're on his drag race car.
Very cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. It's an empty house.
What questions do you guys have for Ian? Oh, somebody wanted an update on Bill and then Jack from Full Custom Garage.
Well, if you haven't heard, COVID killed Jack Weimer. True story. Crazy. I talked to him a couple days before he passed. He was in the hospital with the breather on. I mean, it was right in the heart of COVID. He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to get out in the next couple days. And COVID got him. And as far as I know, Bill is doing fine. They live in Ventura. I haven't talked to him in a bit, but all the vehicles I've done, I mean, they're still in his possession. So that's cool. Yeah.
Let's see what else. What else? Sean Benson asked, is the truck going to be mid-engine?
Pretty much, yeah. You'll see, you know, some mid-engine. The engine will be more rearward, but engine is definitely behind the cab.
Let's see. Go get you a beer, George the Glass Man. It's Friday.
I'm going to go get one too. I'll be right back.
Let's see. Ian's coming right back. Wind and welding. Yeah, Jeff. That's why we decided not to do it. Art Man, to go on a beer run or just go to the store, it's about a 20-minute drive. It's 10 miles from us, but the road to come out here is atrocious and it's a little bit underwater right now. It's much better, but let's see. Yeah, and Pat, we like this format too. It is casual and free thinking, and that's why we like doing it. And I get tired of editing because I have other things that I do. Let's see what else. What other questions you guys got?
It's a bit of a disappointment that we can't do more work right now, but this is what we were up against with the TV show, with our YouTube when it started, is that the desert is violent. And even on a nice day, I mean, look at the sand in here. We talked about that last time. Yeah, this is what we're up against every day, trying to do this mad repetition of building vehicles in the extreme climate and the wind especially, and all the stuff coming in the doors at every minute. So,
Ian, do you have any plans on bringing the lift to the new shop?
No, the lift has always been in my way. That was one of the things, even when we decided to install that, I was like, well, if we do get this building up outside, that will be in another room, because I prefer the floor space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then James asks, with the engine against the cab, where will you put the radiator?
Your guess is as good as mine. There's a lot of options. I've seen some horizontal radiators just behind the engine. There may be room ahead of the cab in that original grille. It's a pretty big radiator, but I got it saved in the corner. So, yeah, I mean, fashion first. All that mechanical stuff, you can figure it out later.
And hi, Laura and Alan Banuelos. They joined on the live.
Yeah,
We
what's
just
up,
did
folks?
impromptu because we got Starlink out here today. So we wanted
We
to
are
see how it
linked
worked.
to the stars. And if I haven't seen any delays of you, I don't see any glitches.
I don't know, but now my gimbal is acting crazy. Hi, Charlene Taylor. We are live. We're getting ready to go off.
Always around, 2 to 5 p.m., the wind just really starts going.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a calm morning.
Yep.
Yeah, so this building is where the magic happened for so many years. And Alan, thanks. He's the only guy on the live apparently who's worked here.
No, Heidi's worked here too.
Oh, Heidi's here?
She worked on the Cadillac.
I didn't know she was on.
Oh yeah, she's on
Yeah.
live.
Heidi knows the score. It's all fun and games till the wind and
Yeah.
sand start taking care of business.
Laura said they missed the desert.
Here we are.
It's
I mean,
deserty.
standing here, it's beautiful, but 1 foot that way, you got the wind going. So that's what's up. Not a lot has changed except the solar projects are infringing. So
Yeah, it's bad.
it's like an army of workers out there. It's wild. We thought we were in the middle of nowhere, but these are the reasons that we moved to that other shop. Just the climate is better. We're able to do more stuff. And the demise of this place is inevitable.
Mm-hmm. Ian's
The
sad.
days are limited.
So we'll be spending a lot of time out here. We'll do a lot more lives now that we got the Starlink.
If anybody's interested in a lift, message me. We could talk. Because I'm not going to install it in our new shop. It's the really tall model. It's a good one. Otherwise, I'm just going to have them come and put it on a pallet. We'll store it for the future.
Yep. All right. Well.
Cool. How long were we on?
42 minutes.
All right.
So we'll say bye. Thanks everyone for joining us in our impromptu live.
Yeah. In today's efforts, we're getting those 2 parallel rails in the front installed. The hardware is mocked up. And as soon as this wind calms down, I'm going to make some bends and some welds. Having those front arms, the front chassis rails on this, I might even make a dolly just to get it on the trailer and take it somewhere where we can really work on it. I mentioned we got another small building that we can get this put in. So get it out of the wind. We'll just come on vacation here.
All right. Well, peace out.
Thanks for joining. And a couple questions about the satellite dish. Yeah, that's our next UFO sculpture. That's why it's sitting there. I went to Bakersfield and got that.
Yeah, and somebody said they are interested in the lift. Our email address is rousselscustomfabrication@gmail.com.
It's not free.
I don't have it in the description of this video yet, but if you look at all the other videos, I have it in the description there. I just haven't updated the description for today's thing.
Yeah, and we are in Mojave, California. So Mojave's over there. We're over here.
Oh, so somebody said, Ian, any chance you're going to do a project with Restoration Garage guys up in Canada? I hear they love your work.
That's cool. Yeah,
That's
I
neat.
don't know.
I don't
The
know.
internet is interesting. Just the way that the TV shows and the network were. It's like, I don't know. I don't really know many people at all. So I'd love to meet those guys.
Yeah.
I'll look at their channel. I haven't even heard of it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
anything is possible.
Anything is possible, literally.
Restoration Garage meets a full custom.
I know, right?
Could be an interesting concept.
Cool. All right, well, you good?
I'm good. Alan and Laura, we still have your press for the t-shirts here. I'm going to de-dust that and put it in the corner. Sitting here, I took the little cover off, but I'm going to give it a little air and store that better. Even my artwork, I was surprised how dusty everything is. So yeah, maybe I'll put those paddle tires on the dune buggy and we'll take a ride later. I don't know. Anything could happen. I'm not going to work anymore today.
We'll see. All right.
We'll see you soon.
Peace out, guys. Have a great weekend, everyone.